G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So it's black pine decandling. So this tree, it's pretty big, pretty tall, lovely black pine. But you can see all the nice healthy candles. Some are a bit longer than the others, which annoys me, but it is what it is. I want to try and achieve in the future, these should start to get smaller and smaller and have much more. So, point of decandling in the summer. So it's summer here, December in Melbourne. Point of decandling is when we cut off one of these candles, in its place will be multiple new smaller candles that come out, or buds that come out, buds. They don't touch them pretty much until autumn, sometime in probably May I do it usually, do the cleanup. In May, we start to then select two of those. So, say you got one here. You probably see in my hand. There's one candle here. In this place next year, next December, will be two healthy candles. Sorry, not December. So, end of May, we have two in this place. Two new buds in this position. Two buds instead of one. And then by December, the next year, from those two, well, they would have elongated as well. So then we cut those off, and then we start again. So we start with one here. In May, then we have two, and then in December we cut those back off, and then we have four in May. So it's a repeat. So pretty much every autumn, we should multiply each of these areas, each of these candles by two. So each May you put on two, put on another two, put on another two. So hopefully that makes sense. It's a little confusing, but really it's about cutting this back, having multiple candles which form two in autumn that we keep, and then we repeat the process. Cut the candles again, form another two. I wish it works perfectly like that every single time, but it doesn't always do two. Sometimes you get one, sometimes you get none, but most likely you get two. Pretty much 90% of the time you get two. You can get more than two. You get 5, sometimes you get 6, 7 even, sometimes you get 3. So you always select back to 2, but today it's all about decandling. And in this case, this tree is actually pretty good with needles. So you should also needle pluck to balance the tree. So you want to have on each branch the same amount of needles on each branch. Now that's really difficult to achieve if you don't have time. As I've shown you in a previous video with my radiata pine, what I like to try and do is at least cut the candles. At least do that as a beginner. Cut the candles. Now you only do this work if you're on refining a tree. So this tree is in refinement, meaning I am wiring and styling and getting this tree ready to be shown. I'm developing all the candles to make multiple. So you see 1, then that will be 2, and then in the future will be 4, and then 8, and then 16, and then off you go. So each one cut off will form 2. So it's in refinement stage. I'm not going to do pretty much anything else. I would like to get a bit more wire on this tree, but I think it's okay at the moment. But today is all about decandling. Now, I'll come in and show you what I mean by when I cut off the candle. So I'll just show you a close-up of that. So that's the next bit I'll do right now. But in the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so and click the little bell icon so you get notifications of new videos. Alright, so let's do a walk in here. And I will pick on that one that I showed you before. So black pines is pretty easy. So you can see though, that candle's elongated. See how it's all bare there, and then there's a little bit, now the needles are starting to open. So I pretty much can go right back in. It's hard to do it with one hand. Right at the base. See you later. Come around here. Cut it off right at the base. This one, I'll try and change the camera angle. Base. This one in here. Ooh, let me try and get that one. Where are we? It's a really long one. Again, base. So cut right off. Again, only trees in refinement. Off. 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 There's one more in here. Off. Okay, so let me just show you that branch. Looks pretty good. Oh, hang on, I missed one. There it is. Now, let me just try and show you that. So you can see underneath the pad is pretty clean. Pluck some of the downward growing. Now what I mean by the number of needles on each branch, so you can see, for example, this one, 70, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe there's 8 pairs there. Try and imagine all the others needing 8 pairs as well. So let's work on that. So try and get to 8 pairs on each of those. If there's more, come reduce slightly, but this is pretty even, I think. Pretty even, this branch, so it's not too bad. I'm pretty going to leave that alone actually. This one's probably got a little bit less in here, but that was because that was quite big. So not fussed at the moment. So at this spot here, let me explain. At this spot here, cut spot, we're going to have 5, 6, 7, 3 new buds come up from there. Don't touch those until May, and then we come back to 2. Those are the 2 that will form new candles that we cut off again in December. I hope that makes sense. So that's pretty much it. Let's keep going. There's another one here. Let's on this branch. Get rid of him. I might just pluck a couple off that just to make sure it's roughly 8 to 10. It's very hard. This is the hardest bit too, I think, on this stage. He's trying to pluck the needles. Cutting the candles, you see, that's very easy. Cutting the candles is quite easy. Bang. Do each branch at a time so that it's easier, so you know you finish that branch off. Bang, bang. And this is one hand. So imagine I had 2, I'll work much faster. Now I'm just showing you here because it's easier to show you at this point, at this level. I would usually start at the top and work my way down. The reason I do that is the mess it creates pretty much. So by the time if I started down here, I would have to go back and clean. Once I finish all up here, I would have to clean up this area. But by starting up here, I've already got all the candles down on the ground, and it's less clean up throughout the tree. It's just a maintenance thing or just timing thing. So usually I start at the top, bang, 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 and go through it. So that's how pretty much we do. I'll just finish this branch off, and I think I was working on this one. So when you get distracted, you forget where you are. So every single candle, no matter how big or small, comes off. If they haven't got a candle, they should have all formed candles, so you can see. See what I mean by candle is that new growth. See that new growth? It's all green. That's the new candle. So no matter how big or how small, there's a small one. Let me try and show you the small one. Where are you? See, that's a very small one, but it comes off as well. They all come off. All come off. Let me just check. There's one there that's hiding. It's hard to do with the hang on. That's really hard to do with only one hand. So get that rid of that. It's easier 2 hands. Please use 2 hands. But yeah, just needle pluck. Needle plucking is it's a bit tedious, but it does achieve a good result. However, as long as you just at least decandle, that's the most important thing. At least do that. If you don't know the needle plucking thing, you'll learn it. But get the decandling done. So you can see already how nice that's already formed. So that will just continue to develop over the time, over future, and we'll just start to form more pads. So that's a nice little pad at the front here. Where are we? There. There's another one here that will form. So we're just building up the tree. Alright, so I'm going to put the camera back and just go through it. I'll probably put on time lapse because this should be quite quick. Everything's pretty clean and easy, so it should be very quick for me to get this done. But I'll put on time lapse. Alright, so that's done. Pretty much what I found really positive is that a lot of the branches have, or a lot of the branches had roughly the same amount of needles on each one. Roughly, it would take me another hour to look at, or more, to look at exactly, pinpoint exactly, 8 to 10 pairs on each branch. But it's actually, they look pretty good. I mean, there's some areas you saw me plucking that was a bit too heavy. Probably is a little bit more plucking to do, but I'll look at that later. But I want to show you quickly. That was a time that it was 16 minutes, although the time lapse is like 2 minutes, but it took me 16 minutes to do that. So yeah, it doesn't take you that long to do something right now in December or in summer for a black pine to really advance this tree. So you saw that one big candle, you cut that off, you multiple candles, multiple new buds or candles in that spot. That's ready for then autumn. Autumn you select two. Those two then, instead of one before, now there'll be two there, and then they'll extend in spring. Cut them back off again like today. Those two will become four. How do I say that? Four, and so two on that and two on that. So from one you get two, then four, then 8, and 16, and that's the theory. And practically, this is what's been happening with this tree. A lot of these buns now are at their stage of getting to the 4 stage. They were mainly 2 and 4, and some are in the early stages of getting 8. So that's what you need to do for black pines. Pretty much twice a year you work on them, or do this kind of work on them. You can always wire them and so on, that's fine, but to actually do physical trimming and stuff like that is only twice a year. So in summer and then autumn. And that's, you've seen my autumn videos, go back through my video collection, you'll see my autumn videos, but I'll do them again because the volume wasn't very good on those. You couldn't hear my voice, but yeah, black pine number 1 done for this year. I'll go through all my black pines and video them so that you can see the same process and the same thing over and over again, and we'll just keep tracking them over the years and see how they develop. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. Time to clean up and time to work on more pines. So do a bit of a clean up. I'll show you, I'll pile up all the candles in one section and you can see how much it ends up being. So it's quite a bit of work to do in summer, but you do it all in one go and get it done. I try and do it before Christmas in Melbourne, get it all done now, and then I'm done for the summer. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed another video. I'll catch you soon.